I'm sure the people watching here, they're going to go to TradingView and they're going to start testing, back testing these setups because they are very clear and it's similar to the way I'm trading as well. And I could say that this could work very well for a lot of different people. What's up, man? Welcome and thank you for doing this interview. How are you today?
How are you, bro? I'm fine. Thanks for the invitation.
Awesome. We're very happy to have you here. Very happy to do this interview with you. I would love to first start with maybe you explaining or talking a little bit about your trading journey. Where did you begin with trading and how did you end up where you are today?
Well, I'm from Mexico. In my normal job, I'm a nutritionist, high performance trainer, and a fitness coach. I started trading just before the pandemic. All the nutrition and fitness sector shut down. So the income decreased. I find a way to earn money and I try trading. That's the reason that I start. Before that, I invest on crypto. So I have a little experience on crypto, but not in Forex.
Right. Okay. That's awesome. So high performance coach and doing like new nutrition things. Is that something you do today as well?
Yes, I have a nutrition degree and a sport nutrition master degree. I have experience in bodybuilding. I compete in bodybuilding and I'm a coach persons who want to become bodybuilders.
All right, awesome. That sounds really cool. We're gonna dive into that also, kind of like later in the interview. Maybe talk about the how that has helped you in trading. But first of all, I want to know what is your trading style? How would you in just a couple of sentences explain how do you trade and what's your trading style?
In this moment, I trade based on smart money concepts in a combination with price action by my own style. When I start trading very retail trading, trend lines, support and resistance. But my own curiosity pushed me to know more about the market, know more about the market movements, why the market moved in that way. So I study practical all the methodologies to have the power to analyze and decide what style of trading is better for me.
Yeah, that makes sense. Kind of doing that journey to, test different things to see what works. It's definitely the right thing to do. The trial and error approach, basically. Do you have, is there any possibility that we might look at your The5ers dashboard to kind of look at your,
Yes.
trading history? That's okay. That looks good. I like that. That's a very nice looking equity curve right there. If you scroll down, we can look at the statistics here. So we have total trades 106. We got a win rate of 46%. Then we got a profit factor. If you scroll down a little bit more, we can see the profit factor. Yeah, that's 1.66. Very good. I like these numbers. This looks really good. Let's take a look at that equity curve again.
Yes.
Nice. You have a big dip there as well, and then you recovered from that one very nicely. I like that you had that big dip, and then you recovered, and you never had a drawdown again. So what happened there?
I think that I learned in my journey is that you need to have confidence about your strategy. The worst decision you made is change the strategy. So if you have a losing trade streak, you have to have confidence about your strategy and recover the losses.
Super important to stick with that system and not begin, with that whole system hopping.
Yes, the confidence you have is based on data, not in stocks, on social media. It's based on the data you have on backtesting, on your journey, on losses, on all the lessons. That's the confidence. It's based on data.
Absolutely. Would it be possible to perhaps look at the TradingView or MetaTrader for a couple of trade setups, examples?
Yes. I can show you a trade I take yesterday.
Yeah, let's take a look at that. Looks all good.
This is the trade I take on EU yesterday. My strategy is based on three factors. One is time. I prefer to trade on London session. I want to see a mitigation or inducement, and finally I search for a low time frame confirmation. So the green, all of this green is the London session. We are in 3 minutes time frame. My trades always is on London session. So if I put the Asia session, the price have an inducement of this Asia hike. So I want to see a low time frame confirmation to enter a trade. And here we can pass to 1 minute. This is here.
Are you only trading during the London session?
No. When my setup is not given in London session, I try to find it in New York, but I prefer the London session. So continue with the explanation. You can see here a break of structure and here an order on 3 minute order block. So here the price have a retracement here and then continues to the push down. Now, based on the smart money concepts, you can see on social media reward the 120 trades, but I prefer my main goal is to gain money, to make money. So I don't want that 120 trades. I prefer to have the confirmation and decrease the losing percentage of the trades. So I can enter here in the touch of the order block, but I prefer to wait and find these high volume candles to enter here.
I like that. So you're basically, you have one setup and then you want like 2 confirmations. You have the first retest and then you wait for a break below the second structure. So basically you're adding an extra layer of confirmation.
Yes, in general, the smart money traders enter here, but you don't know what the market is going to do. So the price perfectly can make this and continue to go up. You don't have confirmation.
We see that. Yeah, we see that so many times, it just builds that order perfectly and then it just takes out the stop loss, So I think having extra layers of confirmation is definitely something usable.
Yeah, the problem is that in actual time, the persons prefer to demonstrate to the people on social media that have the perfect trade, the perfect entry. But my main goal is to make money. So I don't care if my trade is 1-to-1 or 1-to-2. It's not the 120 regular smart money trade.
Yeah, no, I love that. It's all about having the right expectations, right? It's like you go on social media and like this is, get this 20-hour trade, but you're more talking about having a consistent process and you're more interested in having, many smaller losses to be able to generate the consistent income. And I think that is very important in trading when you're going to be trading these funded accounts as well, to have that consistent income.
Yes, and if you have smaller losses, you are more able to recover the losses. If you have losing streak, you are more able to recover from that. So that's the purpose of that. But when I said before, the people is more focused on showing the people that they are traders than focus on make money, real money.
Yeah, no, definitely 100%. So we covered kind of like the entry process here, and I'm looking at your stop loss placement, and you're basically placing your stop loss above the highest high or above the highest structure, are you?
Yes. So I can explain you this. You can say that I have the entry very late, but if the price here going up, I can be able to close the trade here. So my stop loss never hit completely. I can have a smaller loss, having my stop loss more bigger.
You have a wide stop loss and you're giving the trade, room to run, and you might close it earlier for a smaller loss.
Yes, my stop loss is based on percentage of the account. My trade always is 0.5. or 1% if I have to risk a lot, but regularly is 0.5%. So this trade here, if the price touch the stop loss, I lost 0.5. So if the price have a reversal here, I can be able to close before I lost the 0.5%. So the loss is smaller than I expected.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, and I think it's a really good
I don't
approach.
know if you want to show the 2 days before trade or just this.
Nah, you can show whatever you want.
Yeah,
I'd love to see some more examples.
it's exactly the same setup. So we are here in the green section, is the London session. This is the Asia session. So you can see here, I wait for the inducement of this Asia high. So when is the London session, I wait for this break of structure. So I have to wait for the confirmation. This is a 3-minute order block. So the price break here, have a retracement, and then react to the order block. When I say before, regular smart money traders have the entry here when the price touch the order block, but you don't have confirmation. I repeat, the price perfectly can touch the order block, have a small reaction, and then go up. You don't have confirmation from that. So I wait till the price broke this structure and I enter and I put my stop loss up of the structure.
All right, I like that. That makes a lot of sense. I like that extra confirmation. It might give you slightly higher win rate, but lower risk to reward. But I think that is a good approach. What about TP? We've talked about the stop loss placement and the entry. Where do you take profit? How do you decide where to exit the trade?
Yes, that's interesting. You can look here. When I entered yesterday trade, my original take profit was here in the Asia low, but this is my original take profit. But I am watching the chart in this moment. When I see these candles of retracement, I close the trade. So I secure the bank.
Okay, so you have you don't set and forget. You manage to trade actively, and then if you see price action that goes against your idea, you want to close the trade.
Yes, I think that there are two things to become successful in trading. One is the entry, but you can have the perfect entry, but if you don't are good of the manage of the trade, you are going to lose the money. You can see here, if I have opened this trade, I hit my break even. The price have this retracement. I put the trade in break even and I lost the profit. A lot of traders lose the money because he won the 1.5, 1.6, 1.10 and don't secure the money.
No, that makes a lot of sense, to really secure the trade. And when you're making money, you make sure that you keep that money. So that makes a lot of sense. So I think these two setups, they are very clear examples of the way you trade. They're two setups that are almost identical. So I like the fact that you're very structured, disciplined in the way you're trading based on your technicals. But let's talk about, because you said in the beginning, you said that you also work as a nutrition coach and a high performance coach for people that want to get into bodybuilding, right? So because you can kind of say that trading in a sense is sort of like a mental high performance sport. So how has that coaching experience helped you in the world of trading?
It helped me a lot because bodybuilding, I compete in bodybuilding when I was junior and the years after. I became champion several times in bodybuilding in my country. So I know about discipline. In trading, you need to have discipline and you have to be strong mentally and psychologically.
Yeah, definitely. No, I definitely agree with that. Trading is it's a mental game, mostly a mental game. You have the technicals all studied, you have the setups and you're repeating the process, but then you understand quite quickly that you also need to work on your, on the mental side of things. And I can see, and you showed the equity curve in the beginning, you had that dip and then you quickly recovered and then you never had that dip again. And then you saw a very consistent approach. All right, I think so far great interview here. A lot of very important things that we've covered here, and I'm sure the people watching here is probably going to go. They're going to go to TradingView and they're going to start testing, back testing these setups because they are very clear and it's similar to the way I'm trading as well. And I could say that this could work very well for a lot of different people. So you're funded with us, and you've had quite some quite nice payouts. So let me know, that first payout. You went through the elevation, you got funded, and then you had that first payout. You were able to draw a couple of lines on the chart, press a couple of buttons, and then all of a sudden you got money in your account. How does it feel to get that first payout?
For me, it's like win a trophy in bodybuilding. It's like the result of all the sacrifices, all the efforts, all the time you expend on this. I'm going to say something that is controversial, but when you start trading, you need to understand that you can invest 1, 2, or 3 years on this, but at the end of the day, you can fail on become a successful trader. You can spend 1, 2, 3 years and you can be successful. That's the reality. Today, there's toxic positivity that think bigger, you deserve all of you want, wake up at 5 a.m. and read Atomic Habits. Sorry for the sarcasm, but
I love that book, by the way. That's a really good book.
At the end of the day, you have to put the work. You can be thinking very pretty, but you have to put the work. You have to make sacrifices. That's the part that the normal people don't understand. If you want to make money with this, it's like other profession. It's like other sport when where you want to be success. You have to invest time, money, not sleep, etc.
Yeah, you're if you want to become a trader, you're competing against the best of the best. You have to be at your top at all times. So yeah, it's not easy, but totally possible if you have the resilience and determination to really do it and to really make it. I do think that everyone can become a trader if they put in the work, but it's going to be a lot of work. So I definitely agree with you there.
You have to be patient. People think that it's only to download MetaTrader and TradingView, open a trade, and you are going to become a millionaire. But if not, you can to invest time, years and years and years. Maybe 1, maybe 2, maybe 3. That's the part that you are going to work.
Yeah, definitely, man. I totally agree with that. To wrap things up here, I would like to ask you, do you have any tips for people watching this and they want to start an evaluation, they're new into trading? Where should they go to find information on how to trade, and where should they start?
The best recommendation that I want to say is that if you can find a good mentor. The problem is that real mentors are very small. Everybody who learns a strategy can learn the strategy. So in social media, you can find a lot of teachers, but not mentors. A mentor needs to have results, and that's the problem. I can teach strategy, but when the time to show the results, nobody have it,
Yeah, no, definitely, man. Definitely.
Other thing that I can recommend is don't see a lot of social media. On social media, you are going to find people who share MetaTrader screenshots with $20,000 profit, no losses, no problems, all easy. And that's not the reality.
No, that's also something that I hear a lot. Stay away from social media and focus on the things that matter. All right, Omar, I would like to thank you for joining this interview today, and for everyone watching, make sure that you do hit that like and subscribe, and let us know if you do have any comments if you have any questions, let us know in the comments. Thank you for joining here today.
Thanks for the invitation.
And good luck with your trading journey. And I hope that I'm going to perhaps see you in another interview when you scale this account once again.
For sure.
All right. Thank you, man. Take care.
Hi guys, so thank you very much for watching the video. Now make sure you like and subscribe, and most of all, go into the YouTube and check our other content that we provide here at The 5ers. We'll see you in the next one.